Hey folks, I'm actually doing this on Zoom today because today's Tony's take is going to be a little bit more complicated than it's been in the last couple of days. So I want to make sure I get it right. Today we basically it was a pretty intense day. We negotiated for about 2.5 hours. It was their proposal on healthcare and our proposals on 15 and 29. So let me give you just the broad strokes of a couple of things before I get to 15 and 29. For healthcare, they're wanting us to do the concessions that we voted on over the summer. So there would be an increase for many of us to pay into health benefits. Um, and there's a couple of other changes as well. And like I said, we're going to be posting most of these, so you'll be able to see those on their own. But essentially, they're wanting us to agree to what was talked about over the summer and what we ultimately voted down in our ratification vote. There's also a couple of things that came up that were on the table. The chapter had proposed a communication group that had representatives of the faculty, the union, the board of trustees, and the administration. And at this point, the university has turned that down. We are also continuing to talk about wages and service learning, so Articles 20 and 16. We don't have proposals for those yet, so we will be continuing to talk about that later this week. We'll also get a financial presentation from Dr. Stork during Wednesday's negotiations, so we might have a better handle on what the current financial conditions are for the university. So beyond that, we went over like I said, our proposals for Articles 15 and 29. And again, we're going to put these up. So look forward to that. So you could look for yourselves what they are. But essentially, the union's position is that we want more protection and we want more structure for retrenchment. So I'll start with 15, the retrenchment article. Essentially, we would like to tighten up the criteria by which we retrench. We would also like to eliminate force majeure and better define what financial exigency actually is. One of the probably biggest controversial parts of Article 15, and probably the thing that as the negotiating team we've talked most about, is in Section 6, when we look at the order at which individuals will be released. So if we do happen to retrench, either because of financial exigency or the elimination of a program or a college or something like that, what is the order in which faculty will be able to be retrenched? And as you know, we're a union that represents both the non-tenure track as well as the tenure track. So it makes it really complicated on who goes first and why. And we came up with an order that we have vetted through lots of different constituent groups. We've talked about it in town halls. We've talked about it on surveys. We've, of course, talked about it amongst each other and with our lawyers that we really think does a fair job at balancing. Can't believe my phone has gone off. I feel like a student at balancing the non-tenure track versus the tenure track missions. So we do not have all of the non-tenure track go before tenure track. Nor of course do we have it the other way around, but we do have that all non-bargaining unit faculty go first. So all adjunct part-timers, they go first. So they would be retrenched first, and then we have an order from there. I'm not going to go over the order. You could look at that, but I want you to really know that we spent a lot of time talking about this. And I think we did a really good job, and we spent time with NTT as well. So, I think we have come up with the best case scenario, or the best way to think about this, even though it's really painful to think about, period. So I just want you to think about that as you look through Article 15. In terms of Article 29, which is the non-tenure track article, a couple of things that we are proposing. Number one, we are proposing to eliminate any kind of layoffs within a term. So if an associate, non-tenure track professor of instruction or practice is within their 3-year term, they can't be laid off without going through retrenchment, of course. We're also proposing that non-tenure track folks have longer terms, um, even though they can go up for promotion early. And we're negotiating that they can get a first cut interview for tenure track positions in which they're qualified for in their department. So the first cut interview in the psychology department, we call it the phone interview. So that's kind of your first round. There's no financial, like we're not bringing people to campus yet. It's just literally the phone interview or whatever your department's first cut looks like in order to give those NTTs a fair opportunity to do that. We know in the past there's been some departments that have really not wanted NTTs to perform at the level of tenure track, and we believe they should be. So there's lots of other things in those articles that I look forward to you reading directly, but those are the broad strokes of what we're really trying to accomplish. The university is, as I've said before, strengthening their power with Article 15, no doubt. And you'll be able to read that for yourself. I don't want my biased opinion to influence yours, so you just read that for yourself and you make your own decisions. Um, the only other thing that we really talked about was, and we really didn't talk about this, but I wanted to address it because people have been asking. There's been rumors about another RIF list, and we brought that up to the administration's team today. And as far as they know, they have not heard anything. There's no credibility to that rumor, but they are going to ask the administration for some verification and assurances there. So we'll keep you updated on that. Obviously, that would be a really kind of scary situation. So we have lots more to go this week, lots of financials on the table, and probably back and forth on 15 and 29, since that's where a lot of the discussion is going to focus that is non-financial. So I think that's it for now. I did have a video where I was still like dressed and my hair was down. I looked fantastic right after negotiations, but I didn't like that video, so now I had to come back in my kind of scrub clothes and do it again. So you can't really tell. It's kind of grainy, but no more gray hair. I'm still doing pretty good, even though again, I'm okay with my gray. Um, that's it from Tony time. Is it Tony time? No, it's Tony talk. Tony's talk. It's something about Tony. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.